Hi there, my name is Kayleigh Potts. I am currently in Golden Valley, Arizona, originally from Portland, Oregon. And here I am about to do the 7 questions for the interview process. So let's get started. Okay, first question. Tell me about your experience with working in a virtual environment. So last year, the company that I worked for doing peer support and peer support training, I was given the opportunity to go telehealth. And so for about 2 months there, we weren't able to go into the wellness center and see everybody in person. We did it all virtual, and I connected with my peers through Zoom meetings, Google Meet, whichever was of their choosing. And I ran 3 groups every night, Monday through Friday, and it was about 3 hours total. We would primarily focus on meditations because I was trying to create a more wider scope to connect with the peers by doing them in the afternoon. Most all of the coworkers throughout the state of Arizona did morning and like middle afternoon groups. So I was able to actually work for the entire company here in Arizona and invite people from other wellness centers as well to meet those afternoon groups. So I would create meditations. I would do those for about 20 to 30 minutes. Then we would discuss as a group just kind of what it was like to be present in the body, how everybody was able to visualize what was being discussed in the meditation. And then I would do, in my later groups, I would do 2 open discussions. So we'd kind of I'd pick topics, like select what we would talk about, and we'd kind of have a theme. And the theme was primarily coping skills, because without coping skills, there's no recovery. So it was really important to touch on topics for your own individualized healing. I'm a very big believer in the ability for us to heal with the right tools. So sometimes we just need leaders or someone in a leadership role to help us see those and help us implement them and start using them. But that's what I love about peer support, is that we are equal. I am no better than a peer. A peer is no better than I. And so therefore we are able to create a camaraderie of I'm learning from them just as much as they are learning from me in that type of teaching environment. Because I come from that background of training people. I trained individuals on how to be a peer support. It's a little bit different than a workshop per se. So I've had to, with the second question, understand more so that peer-driven time rather than me giving the information. So, second question, what do you believe are the greatest benefits of engagement in a peer support group and the value of connecting with others in recovery? I think the greatest benefits of people coming together is there is a like-mindedness to learn. There's a want to learn, or you wouldn't be there. So I think the value of being in a room with a bunch of different perspectives is being able to train ourselves in understanding that truly no one is wrong. It's just their perspective. They're meeting every circumstance, every situation with all the information that they have, and therefore having a group of people to help you understand that, maybe my perspective isn't serving me anymore. And just having that open-mindedness, the ability to communicate in a safe space and an environment where we feel open enough to speak our truth, that is how you recover, is that learning. Because everything that's already in our head is something we already know. Being able to discuss things with people and have those opportunities to bounce off those ideas, that's how you grow, and you grow with more speed, with more self-esteem, with more respect for any type of you. So I will type up a format for a group workshop and related to this question in my answer. 3, what experience do you have in the administrative field? My experience is all over. It's very wide. I ran a laser marking business right out of high school, where I did all the administrative tasks, all the emailing, all the billing, all of the shipping and receiving, and it was a wonderful experience. That job, I learned so much about the processes of a business in general. Anything clerical, I'm a very, very fast learner. I'm grateful for that attribute. It's something I learned very early on. And my ability to connect with people and to communicate with empathy and understanding, to see how kind of the day-to-day is ran. Everything that was asked of me when it came to utilizing different programs on the computer, using scan and faxing, and all while keeping in mind HIPAA regulations and personal protected health information. So my strongest skill set in administrative tasks would probably be time management. Once I figure out a process that works for me, then I just start kind of adding more things to my day-to-day, or asking to add more things to my day-to-day, because now I know how much time I have to be a better fit and to be more valuable to the company. So, all right, number 4. What value can you add to creating, launching, and collaborating on projects to ensure success? My value is very much centered around, cultural diversity perspectives. So knowing that in any group, I'm going to have multiple different perspectives based off of their past, their culture, their religion, the way they learn. I'm a very kinesthetic learner, so I'm very hands-on in the way that I learn, and I speak like this too. And I don't know if it's a direct result of my previous drug use, or if I'm just coming into myself that makes me so animated. But I think my value would be meeting them where they are, meeting the peer where they are, understanding that I can kind of change to meet them where they are without losing my myself, my genuineness. It's something that I've put into practice for many years in regards to recovery, that being able to speak to a peer exactly where they're at, knowing exactly how they learn, knowing what they're receptive to, how to communicate to them to where they will comprehend what is needing to be done in their healing. I like to do that more hands-on modality because that is my learning style. Being more involved with writing, creating, art, trying to mesh different different, I want to say textiles, but I don't think that's the correct word. Like using music as a tool of coping, trying to pull from everyday things that we do without realizing that those are our attempts to cope with something. So I love collaborating with multiple different personalities. That is exciting to me. That is definitely something that I thrive in. Very outgoing, not necessarily outspoken. So that is something that I definitely would make sure to bring success to Lionrock. All right. Number 5, what does an entrepreneurial work environment mean to you? Oh my gosh, this is like the one thing that I have always wanted, to have that very much so entrepreneur environment in which to thrive. That to me is like the ultimate self-love. That is being sovereign. Not reliant on this person to tell you to do this, that person to tell you that this is what you're able to do. Being reliant on different modalities, different higher up things that we put so much stock in today in society, knowing that we have the ability to nurture exactly what we are right now in this moment. To me, that work environment is like the most creative ground to build off of. And it's something that I have always resonated with. It's something that allows me to be a good communicator, be good with time management, be good at organization, and having the willpower to carry it out. Only after I started to feel safe in my body in the beginning of my recovery. It's been 7 years from alcohol in April and 5 years from all other substances in July of this year, 2021. When I started to build on my foundation, that's when I started to feel safe in my body, and safe enough to be like, okay, Kayleigh, like, this is something that you have the power, and everybody has the power and ability to do. So what it means to me is just like pure excitement. So and making sure that whatever it is that I put in is what I get out, and that's exciting to me. So number 6, describe a situation when you had a disagreement with a coworker and how was it resolved? There was quite a few actual situations, not so much with my direct coworkers, but with the people above me. And by above me, I mean in like the CEO of the company. There was a couple times that there was some education that was needed on both of our parts. And him having a company that was centered solely around recovery for mental and behavioral illness and substance use addiction, but having nothing like that of his own in regards to lived experience. There was a lot of really good communication between him and I about that type of demographic. So they weren't so much disagreements, but it definitely was some tension in understanding that point of view to better serve what it was he was trying to accomplish. And I felt very grateful, and I felt a lot of stigma was pulled down through those discussions surrounding mental illness and recovery. And many times it was resolved with a long conversation, just holding space with what it is that he felt like this company should agree with, and then ultimately expressing my viewpoint as well, having lived it. And yes, there were disagreements, but there were also a lot of opportunities for growth for both of us. So anytime there was a disagreement between me and my like close proximity coworkers, I acted very much as a buffer from which they could express their points of views, and I was able to kind of transmute it and just kind of work with it and be like, okay, so this is happening right now for me to learn something and for them to gain as well. And sometimes we go through things for other people to learn, and that's something that can be a really big eye-opener when any disagreements or confrontations occur, is that it's not about you. If you're taking it personally, then you're trying to make it about yourself. So that's really resolved most of my disagreements in the workplace. So okay, last one. Why Lionrock? Why do you want us to hire me? Okay, so I've been following you guys on Instagram, and I really feel like Lionrock is that future of recovery. Being able to meet people exactly where they are, like on a physical level, and what it is that they are wanting when it comes to their voice and choice in recovery, because that's what it's all about, is them choosing what it is that they want when it comes to healing. I saw you guys had lots of groups. You had a spirituality group, you had an all men's group, all women's group, you had LGBTQ plus community groups, obviously the NA and the AA. You just had a really wide variety to meet every individual. And I think being able to get in on this type of playing field where we can all kind of utilize each other in any now moment. I think that is a beautiful way to bring recovery to the world. So yeah, I feel like my assets just within my lived experiences, my ability to be open-minded, my fast learning skills, I just feel like I would be a great asset to the way that Lionrock presents itself, and I really want to be a part of it. So thank you so much for letting me to share a little bit. I'm sorry I was so long, but I'm not really, because I feel like there's a lot of good information. So thank you, and I hope to hear from you guys soon.